Hey y'all. Let me just tell you, my husband is a very, very important piece of this show. Hey Angela, thank you, love. I pray you're still here with me. Um, Coming in late is not my norm, not what I want to do. I couldn't get my hair to act right this morning. Um, and so yeah, this is what we got. This is what we're working with. I have pushed it, fluffed it, roughed it. Um, and yeah, it just won't do what I wanted to do this morning. And I got that hair, like, you know how they talk about 4C. Hey, Jaden. And so I don't have 4C hair, but I don't have 3 either. I think I have like 4A, 4A, and probably some 3C. So I have to do a lot of stuff to kind of make it curl. Because otherwise it'll just kind of stick straight up on my head. It just, yeah, I'm torn if I want to go to the barbershop or if I'm about to go back to this puff. My daughter gets married in October and she really doesn't want my hair to be cut. However, I have no issues with shaving my sides and making it do what it do. Content, you're back. Thank you so much. Hey love, how are you? Thank you so much. Is it Raven? Quaff the Raven. So today's topic, guys, is all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. What's the resolution? And the assignment, awesome. I'm glad I pronounced it right. The assignment was for us to go away and think about things that we could do within our own community to make a difference. So something small, something we can do, something we can hold ourselves accountable for to help make change. Because the goal is to be like a small ember or kindle and like from a flame, and those little embers, kindles can kind of spread and cause wildfires. Because there's so much that we could try to attack at one time, but that's a lot. And our minds will be in so many different places trying to adjust and do everything that needs to be done. So I don't have all the answers. I am going to give you what my thoughts are, and then I would love to hear yours. So some of the actions that I am going to take is, my neighborhood is, even though it's a predominantly Black neighborhood, it's an older neighborhood. And there's still some age and wisdom in the neighborhood. Actually, we just lost our first, I'll say, elderly neighbor this year. And she was in her 90s, but it was a blessing to have that type of knowledge in our neighborhood. So my goal is to find out exactly how many elderly members of my neighborhood are still in the community. One, make sure that we have some type of system in place to check on them. The other thing is I'm going to contact our local police chief to find out if there's any type of education that we can get as citizens regarding police officers, their duty, their job. They do a lot of pushing in our county about using the non-emergency police number. So just see if I can have a basic sit down with him to start there. The other thing is I'm going to meet with the council member for my district to find out exactly what their agenda is, what their concerns are. After that, I am going to also meet with the local precinct here, just because it's 2 minutes from my house, and I know that they're the ones that have to pick me up. Then after that, neighborhood meeting. um, to see what the neighborhood wants. What does the neighborhood expect from the police? Um, and then that's the start. And we'll see, where it can go from there. One of the things that I did find out about my neighborhood is it's not really a high crime area, though. Um, oh goodness, Raven. To God be the glory. Going on 10 years of marriage, I think uh, part of it, I guess one day we'll get to tell our story, but I praise God for my husband. But just know that this wasn't the ring that I got married with. Um, let's see. I think I covered all the bases. Oh, and the school board member, which I already have a relationship with the school board member in our district, but still wanting to have a greater relationship with her, knowing that one day she's going to have a successor, and knowing that that is something that I would want to do, because though I don't technically have children in our public school system, I am very passionate about the public school system. I'm very passionate about children with disabilities in the public school system. I'm very passionate about children with emotional traumas in the school system. I'm very passionate about the fact that you have children who are in foster care but are still in the public school system, and they move from home to home, which means they move from school to school. So we got to figure out some type of way to keep them on track for school. But those are some individual things that I can do to help with Black Lives Matter, and making sure that our lives matter, and making sure that we know that we have value and that our voice matters. The other thing is I'm going to do a series on voting. And the reason why is because I can't speak for you guys, but when I went to the polls for the first time, I remember my mom saying, go in, hit the Democratic ticket. That was it. She was like, I was like, what about so and so? So she was like, you don't do nothing else. You just hit the Democratic ticket. So when my daughter turned 18, go in, just hit the Democratic ticket. I can't explain anything else to you. I don't know. Just go hit the Democratic ticket. Well, since she's been 18, things have kind of changed, and I'm grateful. Before voting now, we actually sit down as a family. We talk about the candidates, talk about what they're bringing to the table, talk about what we'd like to see. But also, I have learned that voting doesn't just start when it's time to vote. We need to know who's the candidates, who's in motion, whose thoughts, what are the agendas, what's going on. Like, we have to keep up with board meetings, city council meetings. We need to know what's going on in our city. Where are funds being appropriated? Are they using funds for the right things? We have to be concerned about more than just ourselves in order for all the pieces to come together. So those are my ideas. I'd love to hear if you guys have some. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. And if you can tell me some things that you could do, I greatly appreciate it. Content says another issue with that is some of the polls don't show whether a candidate is a Republican or a Democrat. I don't know if that's bad or good, truthfully. I don't know. Because something I realized too, in the primaries, they ask you, are you voting Democratic or Republican? Before, I don't know about any other states, but that's how our state is. And then they give you the card for whatever you're voting for. But I don't think I should have to say I need a Republican ticket or a Democratic ticket. I think I should be able to go in there, see both tickets in the primary, and make a decision. Because here's the thing, even if you're a Democrat or even if you're a Republican, don't you want to be able to vote for whoever could possibly win the Republican primary as well, in the event that we don't have a Democratic president? Or don't you want to go in and vote for who you think should be the Democratic person as well, even just in case we don't have a Republican, if that makes sense. So I don't know, but I think that I don't know. I think that we should be able to openly vote both ways, especially when we're talking about the primary, to decide who's going to be the head candidate for those parties, because it's going to affect everybody. It's not going to just affect those who are in that party. So yeah, but I don't know if that's the law. I don't know if they just do that in Tennessee, but that is definitely, I need to write that down, because that is definitely something I am going to research, because I feel that in the primaries we should be able to vote on both ends, just to ensure that if a particular party doesn't win, we're still not left with Babbage on the other party. Give me one quick second. StreamYard is running super slow today. My chat is coming through a lot faster here. Raven says, I struggle with the two-party system. Sometimes neither side seems like a good choice, and voting for someone else doesn't seem to matter in the end. I'm buffering, Angela. Thank you. And I don't know why. Hold on one second, guys. Let me try this to see if it will help. Hopefully that helped. Is it still buffering? I don't know why my system want to act. I'm telling y'all, like it's like my body, these objects know when my husband is not here, and they like to cut up. Content, I agree with you on that. And so like the last presidential, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully they fixed it though. I just went out and reconnected StreamYard to YouTube. In the last presidential election, I remember a lot of people voting for, I think it was a lady in the Green Party. And as much as her agenda may have been what some of us needed or some of us supported, when we go to the different parties like that, thanks, Angela. Thank you for always supporting me too. Like, girl, you don't even know. Like, yeah. I got you though. You just don't even know. Yeah, Angela is not a content creator. She just literally goes around supporting people, and it's not just about financial support or anything like that. It's truly just being there, being in the room, letting you know you're not talking to yourself. She's like one of those people that you can truly count on. And so when she's not there, it's not like, oh, Angela's not here. It's like, oh, I didn't see Angela today. Like, I need to see if she's okay. Like, real deal. That it's just, yeah. So just know that I love you, honey, and I thank you. I thank God for you. So Raven, I agree. I have a friend who is very heavy on the Libertarian Party and trying to get it up and going. And they have different, what do you call it? Chapters in different cities and states. The only thing with that is I hate labels. Like I get so irritated when they be like, yeah, that's the left, that's the right, that's the libs, that's the this, that's the, why do we have an innate desire to always put people in a box or always label them and put them in a particular category? I don't know. But I do want to write this down. about being able to vote in the primary on both candidates. Because again, if whether you're a Democrat or Republican, if your particular um, candidate didn't win, you would at least want to make sure that it's a decent person representing the other party. Um, so I gave you guys my resolutions, even if you want to type them in the chat if you thought about some, but I can repeat them again. I'm going to check on the elderly in my community and see how many people are there. Yes, Raven, there are so many. I mean, I hate labels, and I don't use the word hate often, but that is something that I hate. I don't like labels, and I don't like norm, or using the word normal. Like everybody's normal is not the same, so I don't know why we use the word normal. So yeah. So my first thing was make a list of the elders in my neighborhood and make sure that we keep them protected and checked on. My second thing, if I'm not mistaken, was reaching out to the police chief in my area and talk about educating citizens on what police their job is, what they do, because they do a lot of, enforcing the non-emergency hotline. Meet with the police station that's in my area. The other thing was meet with my city council person to see what their agenda is. And then I said to meet with my school board member for my district. Though I actually have a relationship with her already. I think there were one or two more things that I said. Oh, I'm going to do segments on voting because, again, like we need to be able to talk about what are we looking for when we vote, other than kind of what my mama told me, just vote Democratic. And then I tell my daughter, vote Democratic. Like what do we look for? What is the strategies? How do we know to prepare instead of just waiting until that last minute when voting is about to come? And just because my line number is 7, I have to have a 7th thing, but I feel like there was a 7th thing anyway. It was voting, city council member, school board member, meet with police chief, elders. Oh, community meeting. That's what it was. And have a community meeting to see exactly what the community wants from the police and how to build a rapport. So those are 7 action steps that I can take in my community to try to ensure that we don't have any more random police brutality. I don't want to say slayings, but murders. Because at the end of the day, here's my thing about life. I've been able, God has blessed me, and I say God has blessed me, and it may sound so crazy when y'all hear the latter half of what I'm about to say. God has blessed me to witness 5 of his own go home. Like to be in the room when he came to take back his home. 2 of them I was able to hold. One of them, it was tragic, but I was able to pray over his soul. One, I was just there. So to be in the presence was, to me, still a blessing. And the final one was my mother, which was not what I expected it to be. And however, I still had the opportunity to watch God bring his own home. And even in the most tragic one, where this person had been shot so badly that I knew if I tried CPR that I would do more harm than good because blood was literally everywhere. To pray and hear him talking while I'm praying, and to hear the words God being mumbled was for me like, okay, maybe that was just my sole purpose, and to be able to comfort his sister and formed a relationship with his sister, um, even after that, only to find out that someone that I knew this family anyway, um, and was grateful that I was there. Um, I still don't believe that people should go before their time. And some may say, well, if it wasn't their time, um, God wouldn't have let them go. No, there are things that we do that causes us to prematurely leave here. God is a God of um, free will. He doesn't make us serve him. He doesn't make us be a part of his family. He doesn't require it from us. He wants us to desire that from him. Yes, he desires it from us, but he also wants us to desire him. He doesn't want to force us to love him or be there for him. And so, as beautiful as it is to be with someone when God calls his own home, I don't think that the lives of some of the people that we've lost to police brutality was their time to go home. I think some of it was premature death. And I just don't want to see that happen again. Raven says, it's awesome you're doing that. I think a lot of communities don't have enough people taking charge and pushing for both public knowledge and change. Raven, I agree. And before my daughter, and y'all probably hear me talk about her a lot. Before my daughter, I didn't know anything about, like, I've always been an advocate and I didn't know it. Like, I always stood up for the kid that was being bullied or the kid that people didn't like. I've always been the bridge between the cool kids and the not so cool kids. I've always believed in treating people fairly. Hey to BBK, how you doing? So glad you came in this morning. Perhaps you can help me not ramble. This hair is. I'm about to get some braids because it's growing. Corona interrupted my haircut, and now I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I didn't know the importance of knowing the law. I didn't know the importance of knowing my community officials. I didn't know the importance of reading bills, even for schools. Like, if you have children that are in charter schools, read that charter from cover to cover, because charter schools are not governed the same way public schools are. And that's information that we have to know. And as a parent who had one child to graduate from a charter school, I didn't find this out until last year, and she graduated in 2015. So like, those are things that we need to know. When new laws come up, we need to pay attention to them, and see how not only will they affect us, but those around us. A good example is Betsy DeVoe's school choice bill. So here's the thing, and somebody may look at me and be like, oh Lord, but here's the thing. What she's trying to do is school choice, which in the end will defund public schools and more than likely it will just be charter schools. Um, a place that is currently operating like that now is New Orleans. You will find that the homeschool rate in New Orleans has increased because that bill is not enough money to cover private school. You're left responsible for the balance. And then the schools that are left remaining don't have money to efficiently educate the children that are there. Now, in Tennessee, we have what is called an individual education, um, the Education Act, which is a grant for children with special needs who have an IEP, who've tried the school system and the school system didn't work for them, or children who are in about to enter kindergarten and their parents are just like, no. So when this grant came out in Tennessee, I found out about the grant, truthfully, because I was sitting on different boards in the disability community, learning as things were happening. And there are so many pieces to that grant that I don't understand how schools ever misappropriate funds. Every quarter, I have to do an expense report, whether I spend money or not. The money is not a grant given to me. It's called a grant, but it's the money basically that the state would have sent to the school to educate my child. They send it to me for me to educate my child and decide how her education should best be what's the word? Best be tailored for her. And so with the grant comes a lot of responsibility, but there's not a private school in this county that will take my daughter that I can afford. So this $7,000 that they would have given the school system for my daughter, and plus the city adds whatever they would, but because of this grant, you don't get what the city would have added. I'm supposed to be able to pay for a $20,000 private school. It's not possible. There's still a $13,000 to $14,000 deficit. And I think that's the piece that we are missing. Now, in our case, the beauty of it is my daughter needs behavioral therapy more than she needs education right now. She needs functional skills more than she needs education right now. And we tried the public school system because I didn't want to be one of those parents that didn't try. When my baby went to public school, she was potty trained. She regressed. She's not vocal, but she's vocal, if that makes sense. But she regressed. There was a light in her eyes. One thing people always say is she seems so happy. No, she doesn't seem, she is happy because she's loved. I don't play about that. She's loved. But the light in her eyes, it got so bad that I could not take her to school. And my husband was like, baby, remember, we said we were going to try this from February to May. We got to stick to the goal. And I just felt like it was damaging her. And it got so bad that I couldn't even take her anymore. Like he would have to take her to school. He would pick her up. I just couldn't do it. And in that, there was so much that we learned that the school just wasn't prepared for. So in learning that, you then try to do the best that you can. So I'm a firm believer of pushing out knowledge and change for the community, but also by being an advocate for some parents, I realized that they don't have, and that's not all parents, but a lot of parents don't have the wherewithal to do it. So I don't mind doing it. I don't charge anybody to do it. Some may say that's where I fail at because I don't charge, but I'll go sit in the IEP meeting with a parent to make sure that the child can get what they need. I've done it before with an 11th grader because the school is trying to was trying to kick him out. So like, no, there's just so many things that are broken, y'all. And foster care system is one too. Like these kids are pushed around so much that when they do get up in age, how do we prevent them from being a Rashard Brooks, and I'm just going to stick there because that's the topic that we were on this week. But how do we prevent them from being that? Like Like, these kids don't feel love, don't want to be loved, don't even know they want love, don't know how to receive love. It's just a lot. Raven, my daughter has autism. I have a four, Lord have mercy. I have 4 children. I was gonna say a 4-year-old. I have 4 children. My youngest daughter is 8 years old. She has autism. She's nonverbal. She has sensory processing disorder, intellectual disability. Her intestines were upside down. ADHD, and a couple of other things. I'm also the caregiver for my brother. My mom passed away in December of 2017. My brother also has autism, nonverbal. He's 30 years old. He actually had a life expectancy of 5, so he beat that. He has cerebral palsy, pulmonary hypertension, and then I have a 17-year-old, 18-year-old son, and a 24-year-old daughter. Raven says, I always struggled with mental health and had a hard time in public school, so I get it. So, Raven, what I'm learning is I had some things going on too. I don't know if you had the opportunity to see, probably not, because we just met this morning. It was awesome meeting you. And thank you so much for the positive yet constructive criticism. And I'm going to figure that whole piece out, but I will definitely be branded. And one of the things about my name is, because this channel is about being authentic, being transparent, and being open, I hated my name growing up because I always got blamed for the way that it was spelled. Like, why do you have an S in there? Like, I didn't put the S. I mean, I didn't wait. I mean, I was a baby. I didn't say, hey, mama, add that S in between that I and that E. But I guess I just recently started embracing it more. That she's passed away, because it's like this gift that she gave me. But not only that, like, I can really explain my name. Like, we don't say Island. My name is Iseashia. Yes, the S is silent. It's silent just like an island, because we don't say Island. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the suggestion. Thank you for even hearing me out in my suggestion, but I will do a video explaining my name. I'll get my husband to help me create something fun, and hopefully it'll stick. But I love it now. So if I'm gonna be authentic, I got to embrace the things that kind of had a hold on me, like my hair. So yeah. But school is not, hey Jaden, school is just not equipped for the mental health part. They're trying to get there now, which makes me sad, because mental health didn't just start. It's been around. But I don't know why it was never addressed before now. I think the other part is, I know in my community and in my culture, we have a generation of people who do not trust doctors, and rightfully so, because of the fact that we've often been used as trial animals, as research material, more so than looked at as a person. Thank you so much, Raven. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jaden said, can we grow our YouTube channel? So Jaden, I'm not a growth stream. And because I do want people to come in so that we can have real talk, real conversations, I don't do it over here. I do apologize. But if there's an authentic connect between you and someone, hey, I can't stop that. But I don't do the whole promoting channel growth unless it's, and it's not even channel growth now. If I have someone on the platform, I make sure that others know. And I will say that Jaden is a content creator, so if you guys would like to connect with him, you can. But yeah, Jaden, this isn't a girl channel. I'm sorry. And as a matter of fact, I think everyone in here is a content creator. Let me make sure, except for Miss Angela M. But Jaden, she may support you as well. Yeah, I think everyone in here is a content creator. So what I will not do today, typically I try to go an hour. I gave my ideas. If you don't have any ideas, then what do you think about my ideas? Do you think they're worth trying? Is it something that you do you think it's something that you guys can do? Hey BBK. So BBK, I'm gonna read the 7 things that I said that I would do. I'm going to make a list of the elders in my community. And my community is about 10 streets. So I'm gonna make a list of the elderly. I'm gonna reach out to our police chief to find out about public education on the responsibility of the police, as well as just kind of educating us so we'll know, because they do a lot of pushing about the non-emergency hotline. But, what do the police really do? What should we expect? What is the protocol? And the reason I'm reaching out to the police chief, even though I have police officers in my family, I want the answer from the source, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to go through 3 and 4 police officers to verify if it's possibly the same. Can I get can I get a training manual? Can I get a day in the life of, so that I can greater understand? And perhaps even with me vlogging, that may open up. Let me put that on there too. It may open up for greater understanding. I mean, I'm just a little person trying to do small things that will have a big impact. The other thing was meet with the police station in my area that covers my area and see what are some things that I can do to meet with officers, have officers come into the neighborhood. So yeah, meet with my city council person, just to see what her agenda is. Though I should know this already, right? Because we've had several elections and she's been in position. I think we're going into like the second terms or whatever. See what her agenda is. Meet with my school board member. Even though I don't have a child that goes to school in my district, I still care greatly about our public school system. And so she's older. She got a lot of years left in her, but I do know that I want to be a school board member. So I need to learn what I can from her and gather the wisdom that I can gather from her. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a series on voting. I'm going to actually try to reach out to some people that can be neutral, but kind of help us, the Zennials. They said Zennial is, can't remember, 1977 to 19, I think it's 82, 81, but it's the generation that is not part of Gen X, but we're also not part of the millennials. It's kind of, we're the generation that had the experience with the rotary phone, but also transition into internet. And so the Zennials is a very small window, but we're the ones that can bridge the gap. Another thing about that, yeah. we're the ones that can bridge the gap between Generation X and the millennials and help bring the millennials forward. And I think that's what it's going to take. Like, for me to be a zennial, I can get in position and get in a particular place, but I don't need to rest there long. I need to be able to pass that on to a millennial that can take it over and handle it so that I can move to another venture, in order to make sure we have our bases covered, because we got to get old. And right now, what I see, these children don't even do critical thinking. Bless their hearts. I don't know if they took it out of the school system or not. Um, but get somebody to sorry, I need to write that. Okay, get somebody on here that can do some voting for us. So it may be next week. I'll do a 3-part series on voting. I'm going to try to find a Republican, a Democrat, a Green Party, and a Libertarian. And you guys can give me all the questions and I will ask all the questions. I'm probably going to do it as a call-in the event that they don't want to show their face. Hey, Jaden. So Angela isn't a content creator. She's definitely a supporter, though. So be very thankful. She's super sweet. So how close are you to your 1,000, Jaden? You can respond to me when you get how. I still haven't seen it. Jaden, type in the chat how close you are to your 1,000. You're at 940. Okay. I will push you out as best I can. The BBK, if you're okay with it, do you mind pushing Jaden out? He is a young man that is trying. And I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you about it after the call. Raven says, I have no political affiliation, but voted Green in 2016. And that's what I said. That's why I said I'll have somebody from the Green Party as well, that can fully explain it to us. Because again, I can't speak for anybody else, but my mama told me go in there and hit Democrat. That's what it is. And I told my daughter the same thing. And thank you so much. Thank you. So Jaden, she's gonna push you out, and hopefully we can get your 60 and you will reach your 1,000 by today. Okay, bud? Angela, and that's because you're the bomb.com, hun. So yeah, so that will be my series for next week for sure. And then what was the other thing, y'all, that I said? And the last thing was just a community meeting to see what the community, once I can establish the relationship with the local stations as well as the chief, to see what is it that the community want, what is it that the community expects from the police. Something that I know I don't like is there's a lot of shooting in our community. And it's not necessarily shooting at anybody. It's just we have some wooded areas, and I think some of it is just, I got a gun and I'm gonna go over there and shoot. But because we do have so many kids and elderly, I think we have to be more mindful of that. Not to mention, we kind of live right by a railroad track, and so yeah. So I'm gonna try to form better relationships, just so that, not saying that it'll make a huge difference, but my grandma always said you can catch more bees with honey, though I don't really understand that because the bee make the honey, but okay. So I try to be sweeter about it. It's not like I'm faking it or anything. It's who I am. I can be mean, but why? It takes so much it takes so much energy to be mean, and I don't have the energy for it at all. Um, what do you think about those ideas, BBK? I saw you say good luck, but please be careful. Yes, I'm afraid. See, and we can't be afraid. I think it's Second Timothy 1:7. Y'all know I will paraphrase the Bible verse in a heartbeat. But it says, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And I used to tell my grandmother that I remember she was going in surgery. My grandmother was like 92, 93. And Jaden, now I don't know nothing about watch hours. We got to pray together on that one because I think I only have like 300 watch hours. And I've only been at this a month. So I'm still learning too. But Rose and TR and Tuber Chat and Grow are great places for you to go to talk to about watch hours, especially Tuber Chat and Grow. They also have a Reddit page. So those are good places. The BBK says, and I'm sorry, y'all. So there's a delay in StreamYard. So when you see me turn my head, that's me looking at my phone. I have to get my other monitor set up somehow so that I can read it from the monitor. Or figure out how to make. Does anybody know how to make double screens on Apple? Like I can do it on my regular PC, but I can't do it on my Mac. The BBK says when you start asking about their process and what's protocol, it gives the appearance you may be an organizer, and we know they're monitoring protests and organizers. This is true. It's true, but the one thing that I do think is we have a great police chief here. And when I say great, he's great. Like they put him in as an interim in a time that one of the police chiefs got a better job, but I knew he was gonna get a better job. I loved him, but baby, when I say that they wore that man, they wore him raggedy. And so the new police chief is, I say new, but he's been in position for a while. But a couple of years back, we had a standoff on the bridge. And if anybody knows about the 40 bridge coming from West Memphis to Tennessee, from Arkansas to Tennessee, that bridge is very important. That bridge carries a lot of money. That bridge is necessary for many, many truck drivers to get items to different places of the world. 40 is a very important highway. And we had protesters to block it. And I don't even remember what the riot or the blocking was for, because it wasn't a riot. They didn't tear up anything. They just blocked the bridge. And I was actually quite proud because, again, they didn't tear up anything. They did stand on a couple of tractor trailers or whatever, but didn't tear up anything. Was able to get a meeting with the mayor, and I believe it was to get their point across. Was able to sit down with some leaders to get their point across. But that day when he was the interim principal, I said principal. Y'all see, now you can see how much I do with the school system. The interim police chief went on the bridge with them, talked them down, and walked off the bridge with them. And SWAT and everything was out there. But when he did that, it was like, okay, this man needs this job. He doesn't need to be interim. And I was like, if they interview anybody else, because they were interviewing people from outside of the city for that position, I was like, that's going to be a problem, because this man has really put himself out there, put his life out there, and people respect him. So he became the police chief. So I believe that I could have a conversation with him, and a conversation is where stuff have to start. Like, I have to be able to figure out a starting place for me. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, because there's so many organizations out here that I'm not even trying to go as an organization. I'm just trying to go as me, as somebody who lives in a particular neighborhood, who wants to keep my neighborhood safe, who wants my daughter to be able to go outside and I not have to worry about a stray bullet hitting her. Um, so I think I have that right because again, these are people that technically we put in position. Um, so yeah. Um, the Raven said, it takes some bold souls to encourage change. I think it's great. Be fearless. Um, I don't even know that you got to be bold. I just think you have to have a passion and some hope. And that's something that I said yesterday. I'm beginning to see, like, I think it's the baby boomers, the generation that's like 60 and above. They've gotten to a place where they're over this. They're over the kumbaya moments. This ain't about to change. And they're probably thinking, the Bible says we get 3 score and 10, that's 70, 10 years till 70, which, once I make it past that, if I make it to that, I still hadn't seen any change. This has been life my entire life. I'm just over this bull-ish. And so it's kind of hard to lean on that generation now because they've seen it all. And even when it looks like progress, for them to have gone through what looked like progress, what looked like something was right, to get to where we are now, and things look just as bad as it did to them probably when they were younger, I'm sure it's bringing up so many old feelings, almost like, and all I can think of is PTSD, post traumatic stress that came when they were younger. Now they're feeling it again at an age where they shouldn't be because progress should have happened by now. We've had Malcolm X to die, Martin Luther King to die. We've had um, Gandhi to be, is it Gandhi? No, Nelson Mandela to be locked up, but then to be released. Like all of these figures that, not figures, but leaders that we've had to come and go, and it seems like there hasn't been any change. But my prayer is when they see people like me, that they know some of it did stick, it did get somewhere, and my eyes aren't closed. I'm not naive to the fact that there are just some people who aren't gonna like me. They're not gonna like me because my hair is not curly. They're not gonna like me because my hair is too straight. They're not gonna like me because I don't have an issue with rocking a fro. They're not gonna like me because my skin is light. Like there's so many things. I wear glasses. There's so many things that I've had people that don't like me because I smell. Because I smile too much. Like, ain't nothing to be that happy about all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it requires some passion. Thank you, BBK. Angela M says sometimes we have to put the fear aside to accomplish the things and live. And that is true. Like, I don't have time to be afraid because I have 2 boys that's about to go into society. And one is y'all heard it? One is about to go away to college in an area that he will certainly be a minority in. Now, the beauty of his campus is it's extremely diverse. You have all type of people there from all different nationalities, different places in the world. So that's beautiful. But the area is not diverse. And guess what? He dates a beautiful Caucasian sister. I'm not excited about her wanting to go visit him at school. I should be. It should be okay, right? Not based off what they've shown so far. I'm afraid. Even in my own city, I am afraid for them. And it shouldn't be that way. He should be able to love whoever he wants to love, however he wants to love them, not in a negative way, and there not be an issue. But it's not that way. So I have to do something because if this is who he marries, and then I have grandchildren. Y'all think I'm not gonna cut up about my grandkids? So let me do this now while I still got some patience and some restraint and some hope. And hopefully when I get to my 60s, I don't feel like the boomers do. The BBK says, well, I'm praying for us all. Just please be careful. BBK, I know you're praying, and I praise God for you in your prayers. I praise God for you, your prayers, your support, your knowledge. The BBK is a content creator, and I will tell y'all, if you are not connected with her, to get connected with her as well. She drops a lot of political knowledge. She drops some secret society type stuff too, and it's like, your head is kind of scratching. I'm gonna just tell you how deep it can go. We just found out last week that the IRS is not a government entity that is owned by the United States, and that taxes part of the taxes goes to, in the BBK, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the Queen of England. I'm trying to understand why the Queen get my coins. Why are my coins not being recycled back into the United States of America? What treaty or agreement did I miss that I didn't know about these coins going over there to the Queen? How did my mama live her entire life, work 35 years of her life at the I, the R, and the S, and didn't know she wasn't working for the government? All this time it was my mom worked for the government. My mama got government insurance, and the IRS is not a government entity. BBK, you can come on and explain that one if you don't mind. So if you're not connected with the BBK, go on over there and you're gonna learn some stuff. But I promise you, your head is gonna explode, and you're gonna be like, no, and then you're gonna hit Google, then you're gonna start researching, and then you're gonna be like, what? Huh? How did we? Who? So yeah, gotta be ready for it. Raven says, what I mean by bold is merely having the courage to speak your mind and not follow the sit down and shut up mindset that has been so ingrained in our society. You're already doing it, girl. Thank you so much, Raven. And she said, girl, I'm heating up Cinnabons. I'm eating. I will say, Raven, I've never had to sit down and shut up mindset, and it got me in a lot of trouble when I was younger. A lot of trouble because I did. And the crazy part is I was never disrespectful, but it was all that a child is to be seen and I heard, shut up type stuff. And for whatever reason, my mouth just wouldn't shut up. And I didn't get, it's a wonder my lips ain't around here like Khloe Kardashian or somebody that didn't get them pumped, because I didn't get popped in my mouth a minute a day. And it wasn't even disrespectful. I was just always that kid that needed to know, well, why? And what does? Okay, why? And you don't ask me why. I'm grown, and I'm not asking why to be disrespectful. Literally, my brain has to know the why so that I can process it. So yeah, trying to think. She said any payments made to the three. Did you mean say wide or Wiseman? Wise R and S are sent to the Queen. Yes, you are correct. When I found that out, I was like, but have y'all ever wondered? Because I know I was like, so they can't still be living off old money. How is the royal palace and stuff still going? And then I thought, well, maybe they're paying taxes in England and da 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 da. And yeah, now while we're funneling money over there, I'm not gonna say funneling because it's in a bill, but I don't know why. I don't remember the initial reason to it. Oh, thank you, BBK. Yeah, I'm just me. And some people like it, some people don't. I'm gonna still love you anyway. As I said to somebody, that this is the channel where I will love the hell out of you. And it's real and it's genuine, and that's kind of all I got. The Bible tells us we overcome evil with good. Love covers a multitude of sin. Love can conquer all things. Love your neighbor as yourself. let's see, it's just God is love. And so I think for me, it all starts with love. Like love truly reigns, and if it's done in love, I think everything is about intent. Um, and so if your intent and your passion is to do it in love, then it'll happen for you that way. Um, the Angela said, "BBK, I will definitely go to take a look on your." Oh yes, but Angela, get you some notes now. Don't just go over there thinking. Gone. I'm telling you now in advance. Get your paper and your pen, because some of the stuff you're not gonna believe. You're gonna be like, "This girl here, she one of them conspiracy people." So take your notes so you can go to Google, and then when you go to Google, but she's so good with it, honey. She put the full document up there with the uh bill number, the house represent. I'd be like, Lord have mercy. They're gonna end up shutting her or shutting the internet off one. Raven says, I guess after the English Civil War, the monarchy had to funnel the coin from. Come through, Raven. Teach us. I didn't think about it like that. Okay, well, how we get them coins back though? Because we need them. The U.S. could. I mean, we got a couple of homeless folk that need some grants and some houses. We got plenty of veterans that need to be taken care of. How can we get our coins back? Or the other thing is, do those coins provide us some sort of protection that we don't know about? No, I'm not digging. That's the BBK. I will leave that for her. Raven said, once Parliament came into power, the monarchy was pushed aside. Then shouldn't we be getting our money back? The BBK says, but remember, Aisha, the New World Order is being conditioned to be a cashless society. Where is the book on this New World Order? Because I'm behind. There are so many books, movies, shows that I apparently need to watch. I even received an email. I'm gonna share this with you guys, and then I'll go because I know I want to be on TR stream at 1. But let me tell you this email I got an email that stated that I should not refer to myself as Black. I should refer to myself as I'm gonna tell you, as a white told me that I was making a big mistake when I call our people Black. Black is classified as a civil lighter mortis in law. It means dead. Did you know the 6th article of the UNDRP states that indigenous people have a right to a nationality? We're talking about human rights and not civil rights. You should want human rights and not civil rights. Civil rights is a privilege, while white human rights are birthrights. Hear me out. Take a look at the photos that is attached. I didn't click the photos because I don't do that. He said the photo is a photo of my fourth great grandfather. I don't know what a fourth great grandfather. He was a full-blooded. Y'all still hadn't figured this out. Is it Pamaki? This is Pocahontas tribe. We must promote awareness amongst our people to stop the leeching that is going on by Europeans who falsely call themselves white. You're the true white people. So just remember, when a person says Black Lives Matter, you should say Moorish Lives Matter or White Lives Matter. In etymology, Black means pale, shining bright. All I'm saying is we've been fooled, and it's up to us to change the scope of things before they get worse. And so my response truthfully was, yeah, that just went way over my head. I need you to break that down for me. And the person went on and said, no problem. When Europeans were coming over to our land in the 1700s as indentured servants, they were outstandingly looked as non-white. They became white people in the 1860 after Lincoln's assassination. That's when they officially switched places with our people and started calling themselves white people. If you look at the 1790 census, you have us as free white persons and Europeans as slave. Slave is a nationality. Moors can never be slaves or slaves. The story taught in public schools across America is that they came over with us in ships from Africa and raped the woman. Not true. It was the other way around. Here's another thing. Before George Washington became president for the 13 colonies, we had a sultan ruling over the Empire of North America, most commonly known as the Al Maghrib in Muslim countries. Here's what George wrote to the Sultan, and then this is the last piece. He said, "Great and magnificent friend, since the day of the letter which the late Congress, by their president, addressed to your Imperial Majesty, the United States of America, have thought proper to change their government and institute a new one, agreeable to the Constitution, of which I have the honor herewith to enclose a copy. The time necessarily employed in the arduous task, in the disagreements occasioned by so great, though peaceable, a revolution, will apologize and account for your majesties not having received those regularly advised marks of attention for the United States, which is friendship and magnanimity, I think that's how you pronounce it, of your conduct toward them afforded reasons to expect. The United States government remained unanswered, has been delivered to me." Trying to get back to the part because he wrote a lot. Let me see. Something about the friendship, nations, injured them, power to comply with. But basically, he's stating that Black people are white Americans, free white persons. So I got some more research to do on that. Angela says a lot of country need a lot of countries need those corns back. Raven said it'd be awesome to return to the old trading traditions, such as Raven. Jaden says, hello, I'm still at 940 close. Well, I know for sure 2 people connected with you, Jaden. You know, you have to give it some time, sweetheart. Yeah, there is only 5 of us in here, and you're one of the 5. So yeah. So yeah, when I was told that, I was like, what? That was just a whole nother, but that happens when you get to dig in, or when you get to talking about these things. And I don't mind learning about different things. And so even the email was preference, hear me out. I was like, no, you don't ever have to say hear me out to me. Like, I'm the place where I want you to have the conversation. Yesterday, someone told me that my topic was coonery, based on my Thursday's response. And I was about to go back in and respond, why do you say that? So that we could have an open dialogue about it. Like, I wasn't going to have an attitude. Like, why do you say that? Please expound more. Like, don't just call me a name, expound on it. Let's talk about it. Like, the platform is just for that. So a safe place to have uncomfortable but necessary conversations. But the person went back and deleted the comment, though I have their name. So I'm debating about, do I want to reach out to them and be like, hey, so I did see your comment. Thank you for erasing it. But can we talk about why you feel like it was coonery, and go from there? But I don't know. The BBK says, right, Raven. I'm trying to tell him that respectfully, but I guess I just won't support someone like that. It's okay, guys. Yeah, it's okay. I really hope that Jaden can meet his goal today. He's trying. I commend him for trying, for what's the word? I commend him for realizing that he does have a place on YouTube and he does deserve inclusion. So it's truly okay. And yeah, so I want to see him grow. I hope he gets to his additional 60 today, especially considering he's passing me. I'm only at 5 something, but it's okay. So yeah, the BBK has great information, guys. I think everybody else so it seems more like clout chase, and get into your commentary, then we can support him. I agree. But some of it he may be hard for him to understand. Yeah, no, he's usually on grow stations. I'm just not a grow station. But there are several out there. If he would check the ones that I told him about, he should be good. Actually, if he goes to the TR show in about 8 minutes, he could possibly get some there. But yeah, so I'm at the end. What do you guys think about my 7 steps that I'm going to take personally? Yeah, Angela. Hopefully, Jaden. I don't know if you heard me, but go over to TR. He's going to be on in about 8 minutes. Oh, BBK, you're okay. You're okay. So those are the 7 steps that I'm going to try. I don't know how I will let you guys know if they worked out or not. Maybe yes, actually I will share TR's. Let me do that now. So can y'all do me a favor? I know it's not that many of us in here, but do y'all mind when you do get over there? Because he starts at 1. Let me see. It's already 7 people waiting. Okay, I am putting it in the chat. Angela, even though you're already a family member with us, do you still mind going over there when we go and say, this is an Iseashia raid? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Just say, BBK, this is an Iseashia raid. And I'll appreciate that. I definitely appreciate TR. I try to shout him out every chance that I get, because he and SF Rose is the reason I'm here. Like I tried to do like Angela did. I don't know how Angela is holding on so well. But and maybe for me it's kind of, I knew God was pushing me in that direction anyway. But Angela held on really, really well, and is still holding on. Is not yet a content creator. I think she has more subs than me though, but she's not a content creator at all. So yeah, if you guys, when you do go over there and just say this is an Iseashia raid, I appreciate that. Jaden, if you're still in the chat, if you go, will you please say this is an Iseashia raid? That would be nice. Guys, I thank you. Angela M said, I think it's great. Just tell us about that. I will. I think so. If you guys give me a month, let's see, a month. This is June 20th. So July 25th. I'm writing my calendar. So July 25th, I will come back with updates from what I've done. And that should be more than enough time for me to speak to everybody that I want to speak to, see what I can do, get these steps in process, and help us all have a better, just steps for a better start. And then we'll go from there. We'll see where it can go. But hopefully I can make a difference. And if it starts in my neighborhood, Memphis is pretty big. So maybe somebody will pick it up and try it in another area, and we can get some of this crime rate down. Who knows? So yeah, yeah. So I'm going to end with this statement. All lives can't matter until Black lives matter. And that is a true statement, because Black lives do matter. Black Lives Matter, the movement. I put the links in the previous videos to find out what their agenda is. I'm not saying I'm for that movement or against that movement, but I do know that the phrase is absolute truth. Black Lives Matter. There's so many layers to Black Lives Matter, and that includes us too as a community. We got to know where our weakest links are. We got to help the weakest links get to where they need to be. And that's just life. Like if you go through life thinking all you got to do is do what you need to do for you, then that kind of defeats the purpose of us being here, because God didn't create us to be loners. God created us to be helpers. God created us to look out for each other. And so if I think we take that type of mindset, that type of attitude, what it will eventually do is get us back to the, hey, Chris Thorne, I'm actually about to shut down. Thank you for stopping in. Chris Thorne also has a great show. He does a lot of child advocacy type of shows and other injustices. So he's definitely worth checking out as well. He's a local Memphian. But I think that if we deal with those issues and some of the things that are in issues and don't leave others behind and try to bring them along with us, that we'll see a greater change. That's just my thought. That's my opinion. As I say, my unprofessional opinion. I no longer hold anyone else accountable. I no longer hold anybody else accountable. I hold me accountable. And so I'm going to do the part that I can do. And my hope is that others will follow suit. With that being said, we're going to get ready to go over to the TR show. Yes, Raven. My email is actually Iseashia@gmail.com. That is ISEASHIA@gmail.com. It's also the same for my Instagram as well as YouTube. My YouTube page is not private, it is public. So there you will see a little bit of everything. Just be mindful. Now, when I say a little bit of everything, I speak my mind. Probably not as much as I do here on YouTube. No problem. Let's connect. Let's make sure you DM me on Instagram, and so I can get back with you. I'm on Twitter too, but I really use Twitter just kind of to share everybody out, since I don't have access to share on here yet. Chris, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know I've already committed to going to TRs. I'll try to have both of you guys going in the background, because I don't like missing yours either. I try my best to support you. So I will probably have one of you on my phone and one of you on my computer, and probably somebody else on the third computer. Yeah, that's how we roll around these parts. Okay, Angela, I do thank you though. So y'all, please tell him that this is an Iseashia raid. I'm actually gonna even go in and type this is an Iseashia raid. One, so I can hear him laugh, and and two, just to let him know that he is appreciated. I try in all ways that I can. And I thank God for my husband, because he does the same. I thank God for my husband, period, y'all. He is my executive producer. That's why I was 10 minutes late. That's why the lighting is off. That's why he did pick out my shirt. I think he did a great job with that. I like it. He did tell me which necklace to put on, so he did good there. But my hair, not that he does my hair, but it was just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna even worry about it today, right? Yeah. So thank y'all for visiting me. Thank y'all for being here with me this Saturday, and having brunch with me. I'm debating on if I'm going to start like actually having brunch during brunch time. I hate eating and talking, but it seems to be the thing on YouTube. I'm yet praying about that. I just maybe if I had somebody up here with me. Also thinking about bringing co-hosts on Saturday. So just, yeah, pray for me in this channel. I've had moments this week where I've kind of been hard on myself, because it's like there are people who started with me that they're like in 2,000 subscribers now, and I'm not even at 1,000. like Jaden, he was like, there are people that are passing me and I'm not there yet. But yeah, it's okay. I love what I do. And I love being able to talk to all of you. And even today, just getting this poof of an idea in my head that I am super excited about. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for just supporting me. Y'all don't know how much that means. And I agree, Raven. We all grow at our own pace. I just wish my pace was a little bit faster, but hey, I'll get there. So yeah, I think more so because it's not about money. It's just I know that I want to touch more people. But I keep saying if I just touch one person, I've done it. And I will say after each live, somebody has contacted me and said that they received something. And so for that, I'm grateful. So Lord, forgive me for being ungrateful about that. So until Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central, you guys have an amazing weekend. I send lots of peace, joy, love, blessings your way. Angela said, there's nothing wrong with your hair. I'm rocking my own hair now. I love it. Oh, yeah. Now I'm going to rock it. It's just, I wish it was a little, I don't know. I'm going to have to try a different moisturizer or something because, and then it's out. It's grown. So now I'm torn on if I'm going to cut it or not. Because I will cut it all off. So we'll see. I don't know. Or get some braids or something. But yeah. But thank y'all. I love y'all. Angela, I will see you over in the royal family. Chris, I'm gonna cut you on. We are our Raven. We are our worst critics. Oh my God. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But we will get better at that. I will see you guys over at the Royal Family. Raven, if you've not been to the TR show, let me drop that link again. You will absolutely love it. Please let them know that this is an Iseashia raid, but you will definitely love it. It is fun. We have a great time over there. And yeah. Thank you all for having brunch with me today. I genuinely love you. I send love, peace, blessings, joy, and all that other good stuff. Positive vibes and energy your way. So y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all over in the Royal Family. I'm actually headed over there now. There's about 15. Well, he's not even on yet. There's 15 people in the chat, though he's not on yet. So I'm just going to go on over. If y'all say Iseashia Raid, that would be such a huge blessing to me. Thank you guys for joining me. I love you. Have a great, great weekend. I'll see you Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central, and I will have somebody. I don't know which party we'll start out with first, but know that we're going to do a series on voting. Yeah. So have a good day. Love you guys. Bye.